this is JC. Welcome to Missed Again, where every missed shot is a lesson. It's not about perfect play, it's about my struggles and honest progress. Today I'm going to explore why I miss easy shots. Now, I'm not talking about shots made under pressure. Of course, sometimes if it's the last ball in a game of 9 ball, 8 ball, makes sense, you might miss it. I'm talking about easy layups, like this shot right over here, which is pretty straightforward. It's not a difficult shot, maybe it's on the rail, but still really simple, and yet I miss. And I've made this shot hundreds of times. So why do I miss? Because it is very frustrating, especially when you have the ability to make more difficult shots. For example, this is a fairly complex shot in the sense that I need to get position, so I'm going rail first to get that ball in. So I get my position and I'm now lined up for a much more straightforward shot. Of course, there's a bit of distance, but it's makeable. I've done it hundreds of times, but yet it still doesn't go in. So why do I miss? That is what this video is all about. And this is what this channel is for as well. It's for advanced beginners stuck in the awkward middle of pool, trying to make that quantum improvement. And maybe if I address my struggles, that might be helpful to you. Alright, so why do I miss easy shots? Well, every time I miss a shot, the first question I ask myself is, was it the aim or execution? Was I aiming at the correct spot? Did I visualize the ghost ball correctly so that the object ball would go in? And if I did aim correctly, was it my execution? Was it an issue with my stroke? Was it my stance? Or was it my follow through? Let's talk about aim first. Now, I don't have a problem visualizing the ghost ball. I know exactly where the cue ball should be to hit the object ball for the object ball to go in. But sometimes what I do realize is if I'm not concentrating or I'm just having a lapse, I visualize the size of the ghost ball wrongly. So sometimes I think the ghost ball is larger than it is. And in that case, I'll actually overcut the ball and it'll come short of the pocket. On the flip side, sometimes I think the ghost ball is smaller than it is and I undercut it and then I go long on the pocket. While I visualize the correct size of the ghost ball 98% of the time, there are times I have to mentally remind myself to take note of the size of the visualized ghost ball, and once I do that, that ensures I get a perfect hit and I'll hit the heart of the pocket. Now let's move on to execution. Sometimes even if my aim is right, my execution is poor and that causes the easy shot to be missed. And usually that is the issue of my stance. So my stance is slightly off. My stroke is generally okay. If my stance is good, I'm lined up well, I'm square, everything's in line, and I'll get a good shot well executed. But sometimes if I have a lapse, I would just come up, just slightly, so I'm exaggerating a bit here, but I would not have my full weight on my back leg, my chin would not be directly above my cue, and my stance will be off. But if I readjust, then my shot will be on. Another reason for poor execution is overthinking a shot. Not just the mechanics of the hit, but sometimes when you're overthinking position. So for example here, I'm trying to get the strike ball into the side pocket to get position, but that ultimately results in a miss. So another very common example of a position play is trying to draw a ball down the long side of the table to avoid other balls, in this case to try to get to the 8. If done correctly, you get the ball in and you get the right position on the 8 ball to make the winning shot, hopefully. But often that is not the case due to overthinking or just really being too concerned with the position play. You miss the shot and everything goes wrong. So what are the solutions to not missing easy shots? Well, I've got some things that help address my challenges. And the first is to have a consistent pre-stroke routine. I'm sure you've heard this before, but basically do the same thing before each shot. In my case, I'll line up the shot, chalk up, and then I'll perform the same number of pre-strokes before I actually take the shot. And this helps a lot. Next is performing drills. That's right. In order to get better, at least for me, I have to do drills. Some people might be naturals, but not me. I have to just do hours and hours of drills in order to get my muscle memory locked in. Now, when you do drills, you have to concentrate, you have to think, you can't go on autopilot. And in this case, this is a fairly simple drill. I'm only using 3 balls. And the reason I'm using 3 balls is you want to be motivated by the drill and not demoralized. If you use too many balls and make it too challenging, you might not even get through the first few balls of the drill, and it can be really demoralizing. So a good way to improve is to attempt attainable steps. Do shorter routines or drills if you need in order to get from A to B, and this can really help your confidence and morale. And if you make mistakes, then you have to analyze what went wrong again. Was it the aim or was it the execution? At least that's what I do. So I have to think about it, try to reconstruct and figure out what went wrong and try to make adjustments. And the key is not to make major adjustments as well, because when you're doing drills, as you lock it in, you probably aren't going to make major mistakes. Well, in this case, I got out of position. Instead of following the ball to get a 1 or 2 rail position, I have to draw back. Now, I executed the drawback well, but that was enough to just shake me mentally a bit, and then I missed the next shot. So the mental aspect of pool is very important. So drills will really help you get this down so you can rely on your subconscious most of the time. One final thing I do is, if I'm going for a shot and it just doesn't feel right, I will just get up and reset. Now, pool is a game of feel, and your intuition really kicks in. If it doesn't feel right, and if you're not in a tournament where there's a shot clock, just get up, reset, do your pre-shot routine once again, and then go for the shot. Well, that's it for this video. I hope addressing my struggles will be beneficial for you. So remember, if you take a shot and you miss, and it's an easy shot, think back. Was it the aim or was it the execution? And think back, what sort of visualization did you do with the ghost ball? Was there any issues? And if your aim was on point, then was it your execution? What went wrong with your execution? Was it your stroke? Was it your hand position, your bridge, your stance? Everyone is different, so you have to figure out what went wrong with you. Every miss makes us better, so let's grow together. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. I'm JC. Try not to miss again.